Hello everybody, happy holidays and Merry Christmas for those who celebrate it. Welcome to Indie Diary number 60. This episode goes out on the 23rd of December, just the week of Christmas, for those again who celebrate, and it's the last episode of 2024. With the amazing guys from Rocking Toy. I think it's the first time in the history of the show that I get 3 guests at once in the same episode, and it was such an amazing episode. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it. It was a lovely conversation, and what an amazing 2024 we've had so far. This is the last episode of the year before season 3, which is the 3rd year of the show, and it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better, it's going to be all of the great things that you love about the Indie Diarist amplified to the maximum. Well, at least that's the plan. We'll see about that. Before we get into the episode, I want to shout out to my amazing patrons who are Zagini, Fishpandep, and Peleg. You guys have been supporting me throughout 2024 and since the Patreon opened in August 2023. That's over a year, and I can't really express my gratitude for you. What you do makes such a big difference. Thank you so much, guys. Listeners, if you want to make me a little Christmas gift, go to patreon.com/theindiediarist to check out my tiers. You'll find the link in the description. But now, let's get into the episode. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the Indie Diaries podcast. This is the last episode of the year, Indie Diary number 60, with the beautiful guys from, well, beautiful. You can't see them, but I can testify they are, from Rocking Toy. So you guys got in touch via Threads when I put out a call for new guests for the end of the year, and you were kind enough to tell me a bit about your story. So today we're here, and we're going to talk about that. So I've got 3 guests with me. They're Martin, Tom, and Ondrej. And I will go clockwise order. Of course, the audience won't be able to see it, but let's start with Martin first. So, guys, I want you to introduce yourselves, say where you're based, what you're working on right now, and what your role is within the team, mostly. So, yeah, over to you, Martin, first, and then we'll just hand it over to the others.
All right, so hello, everybody. My name is Martin of the Rocking Toy. We are a tiny little studio based in Prague, Czech Republic. And my role in the studio is basically all the programming stuff and all the technical things, putting the game together from the pieces I received from my colleagues who created the art and the music.
Great. And over to you, Tom.
Yeah, hi guys. Hello, my name is Tom, and actually I work as a designer, animator, and I do the scenario for our games.
Perfect. And Ondrej? Well,
Yeah.
I know what you are, and whoever sees the video version of this will be able to infer, but please tell the listeners what is happening in your background.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm Ondrej, and my role is making music for the game, and I think that's all.
Yeah. So for your reference, listeners, I can see 2 beautiful guitars there and a piano keyboard. So yeah, that is, I suppose whoever watches this on YouTube, but if you're a Patreon, you'll be able to see right away what Ondrej does. But yeah, so well, thank you guys for the introduction. I think we can get into the episode now, and what I like to do is always start with a little bit of an icebreaker. So I want to ask you guys, if you could be any game's character for a day, who would you be and why? And again, we'll start from Martin here.
Oh my god.
Putting you on the spot there. Yes.
Oh my god. I don't know. I guess I would like to be Gordon Freeman.
Gordon Freeman, that's a good one. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the anti-gravity weapon.
That's a great one. Yeah, I would love to have that one. Yeah, Tom.
Yeah. Can I be Gordon Freeman too?
Yeah.
Or it's already. If it's already taken, I would be maybe.
It's fine. We can come back to you later. Maybe Ondrej, you already have yours.
Maybe I would like to be some hero from Heroes of Might and Magic.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that's
That's
yeah. Well,
nice.
a little fantasy setting there. Yeah, love it.
Uh,
Tom, have we got any luck on yours?
yeah, maybe Lara Croft. It's weird, I know,
That's a
but
good one. Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, it's a nice icon anyway. So I don't mind that. Adventurer and whatnot. You could have said
yes, yes,
Nathan Drake, but
like
that
treasures.
works too. Okay, well then, let me just start with um with the actual questions about you guys, because as you know, when you got in touch, I suppose well, I'm sure you guys looked into the podcast a little bit more, so you know that this is a podcast on the human stories behind indie game development. I always like to learn about what brought you what brought you to game development, especially. So what would you say is, I always like to start from the beginning, what would you say is the earliest, like the first memory that you have about video games and that involves video games?
Like I can start maybe because my first memory is actually when I was child, and because I was born in 1981, so my
Uh-huh.
childhood it was the start with the computers, and I remember my friend he's got some computer who put some tape there, and then downloaded game. It took 20 minutes to download, and then you play some just few pixels moving, and we were like a completely crazy about that. And it was the day when I started. I just like it. I like that you can control it. You are not just
Mm-hmm.
you are not just watching something, but you can actually play it and control it on computer games. And it's got like a good atmosphere. Even it was very simple, but you had all the imagination behind it. So it's for me very strong moment. And because it was quite expensive in this it's time to get computers, so I remember that I I draw some backgrounds on papers and put something on it. It's like some paper models and so I made like this Prince of Persia a little bit.
Nice.
So I invent my friends to play with me, but nobody wanted. So yeah, so I decided. So it
Well,
started with me, yeah, and
Well,
then
this reminds me of a very very cool proof of concept game that I saw. That there's this guy who always, I think he's based in the UK. Pretty sure he's based in the UK, but he always comes to like conventions like or shows like EGX and whatnot. So like the big gaming convention, game development conventions in the UK, and he always brings this nice little book game with him. And when I say book game, I mean an actual book game. So he has paper, like paper cutouts, 3D paper cutouts in his game, and using a projector, he's able to have a little character move around the book. So he flips the book, and there's a new level, and the character basically detects collision based on the level. And based on the paper, so you can actually see this character moving on screen. The book is black and white, beautifully illustrated, just very comic-y, but you can see this character projected on the book that moves around, and the projector actually gives color to the scenario, so the castle maybe becomes with vegetation and whatnot. I have no idea how we managed to do it, but it's the most impressive thing ever. And if I find the name of that one, I will just highlight it everywhere because it's just great. But let's move on to maybe let's do Andre first, so we give Martin a little break. What is your first memory that has to do with video games?
Yeah, my first memories are somewhere around, I think, 1994, when I get as a child computer, and it was 8-bit computer. It was something like Sinclair. It was called the Didactic M, and there was a games on the tapes, and it was totally magic for me. I stuck with it, and no more going out and playing with ball.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, that reminds me of my first days with games. That was well, I was born in '95, so I'm probably the youngest here. I was born in '95, and one of my first games was like Spyro on PS1. But I saw my uncle playing Commodore 64 for quite a bit before moving to that. So yeah, that was interesting. And Martin, over to you. Like, what is your first memory?
Actually, I'm surprised. It's kind of similar to what guys' memories are. I didn't, but my brother, older brother, he owned one of these Sinclair rip-offs. It was like the Czechoslovak rip-off of Sinclair. It was called Didactic, but we didn't have Didactic M, but we had more advanced model Didactic Gamma.
Okay.
And yeah, also it took like an hour. You had to upload the games on the audio cassettes. It took an hour. It was doing the various sounds like. Then the game slowly started, and I know he was always playing them, and I always wanted him to let me play it as well. I remember this particular game. It was called Little Cook, and there was like this little cook, and there was like various kinds of foods flying, and you had to punch it in a correct direction so it would fall into the pot. But there was also like trash falling in, so you must have punched that away. And I asked my brother like, hey, can I play it a little bit? I was like, no, but then he let me. And of course, I was trying to push the buttons, and I pushed some wrong buttons, and then the whole game failed.
Yeah.
It crashed, and he had to upload it for an hour again, so he never let me
no.
play again. So that's
That's actually a very funny little memory there. And well, but what I find interesting now is that you guys are all three of you now are developers. Well, you're all game developers. Even it's something I believe in. Anyone who works in games can be called a game developer, even community managers. That sometimes are not considered that, or even QA testers. They're not necessarily considered. You are part of the game industry. And I always find that it's interesting when you realize there's that watershed moment at some point when you move from playing games to actually wanting to make them. And when was that for you guys? Was there like a light bulb moment or something? And I think we can go anti-clockwise here. Ondrej, when did you realize you wanted to make music for games?
Probably when Tom said me that he want to make some game and he wants me to make music. But well, I'm self-taught musician and I like to play some. Well, there are some bands. I have been through some bands, but for the game, I started making music after Tom told me.
Okay.
If I want to.
So Tom, you were a catalyst there, yeah.
Yes.
Did you also convince Martin by any chance?
Yes, as well. Yeah. Actually,
Oh,
because-
really?
He's the mastermind.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were the mastermind. Okay, so we'll get to you last, Martin.
Okay.
Was Tom your first approach to video games, or had you already done something before?
Well, I would like to say that he was, but actually, when I think about it, in the past, I was kind of attempting to create some video games as well, but not like proper video games. But I don't know, that's ancient history. But in the times of GeoCities, I don't know if you're aware even of that. It was like the early 1998 internet. I used to go on the internet at my mom's work. It was too expensive to have it at home then. And there was something like a precursor of Flash, which is also now dead.
Yeah,
but
long-live Flash.
But there you could actually like also make games. It was pretty easy to learn, unlike Flash that came afterwards. And I made some like primitive games. I was cutting out like pictures from like Resident Evil franchise. And I put this like little girl character and crows flying around her, and you had to click the crows so they would explode to save the girl. I also made like a schoolmate that I hate. You have a machine gun and you shoot them to the pieces. So those little things I played with.
Okay.
So yeah, but I never like aspired for it to be a career. It's like more like I was like enjoying making these little I don't know, widgets or whatever how to call it. But then Tomáš came and we actually made it into something serious, like something real.
Well, then, and what prompted you, Tomáš, to
I need
gather
money.
these two guys, basically?
Yeah, so one day I just realized that I have some ideas, and I think now we are living like a good age. So actually, you can do everything by yourself. If you want information, you can easily get them on internet. You can download all software, so you don't need anyone or knock on someone's door with scenario and please like that.
Yeah,
so
the barrier to access is very
very very great now that we can do it everything what we want by ourselves, even produce it. Yeah. So one day I just say, okay, Tom, yeah, you've been dreaming about that all your life, but just talking about that in pub, and nothing happened. So one day I just say, oh, let's go to try something. I have some idea. So that was when we started Beyond the Wall. So I draw. It has got firstly just 3 levels.
Okay.
I just draw it, and because I don't like much technical stuff or don't like, I'm not strong in programming on anything. So ask my Martin, because we are each other for 20 years. He's my good friend, and I know. No, actually, I didn't know you make a game, Martin. That's a new information for me now. So I'm surprised, but perfect. It was a good choice. So I asked Martin like if he wants to try it with me, and he said yes. I said perfect, yeah. So we can try it. We can put it for free, and we will see what's gonna happen. So we started on it slowly. We have to learn everything, and it was like it wasn't that easy, but it wasn't that hard. It just took some time, and
Yeah, of
finally
course.
we made it somehow, and we had like a 5 levels because I add I add 2, and just we say, oh look, it looks good. It's actually nice. Maybe we could make it longer and try to sell it. Yeah? So uh, we add more 7 or I don't know, 8 levels. And then because I know Ondra as well, he I go to his concerts. He plays guitars nicely, and I like the music he composed because it's a little bit strange or something, but it's not like a usual the lift music. It's got some spirit for me, and I like his stuff. So I asked him like if he would like put a music for the game, and he said yes, that sounds cool.
Right.
So that how it began.
That's a really nice story. And when you guys reached out, you mentioned that you actually started to make games during COVID. That was when you told me the first time.
Yeah, that's true. But actually, it doesn't play any role in that. I think
It doesn't. That's
I don't really think so. It's just like a coincidence. It's just like a happen, maybe because we had more times, and lots
of
of
course.
us stopped on the was on home office. So you know how is it on home office?
I think actually
And
a lot of people started becoming either content creators or just or game developer. They started maybe around that time, and I can see why, because even I think I started doing things that I hadn't done before, because you suddenly had so much more time on your hands, and you could just try and dedicate yourself to new things, and it was interesting how many people tried something new, and Twitch exploded at the time. It was already pretty big, but it exploded even more. But yeah, I'm not surprised that many development studios or even many solo
yeah,
devs started making
yeah,
games during that
maybe
time.
you are right. Maybe it's like that. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
more just it's just like a happened and
Yeah,
people do
it
like
kind of happened in your case. Yeah. But yeah, it's I could see like an interesting pattern in the wider industry. Yeah, but well, COVID didn't have any kind of influence on your development process.
Or I think so.
That's
Maybe
totally.
Martin, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember something that it would be like, oh, COVID, let's go to do something.
I think it was the catalyst, of the things. We really like had so much time in the evening, and we were like, hey, like let's do something with all this time, and let's create something. And Tomáš, if you remember, it was like 15 years ago. You were already thinking about making some games, and we were talking about it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that you guys mentioned. So your thread, your post on Thread said some of the concepts existed many years before the game came out, and was just a dream of one day, perhaps. So yeah, well, I guess well, this is a question that's just popping onto my mind right now. What made you go from one day, perhaps, to now is the time, Tom? Especially you, Tom, because you think it seems like.
Oh yeah, money, because
Oh, okay.
Nothing less than money.
I'm getting old and I will be retired soon, so I need some. No, I'm joking. And I don't actually know. It's just the moment, like it's something you have to do all your life, and you just dreaming and doing nothing. And one day you wake up and you say, "Wow, no, let's go to do it." Like, when do you wanna do it? When? Like, do it now, yeah. And you just something happen in you, and you just do it. So
in my case, I can tell you that, well, I've been kind of playing around with code for years, but last year something happened that I had a very nice episode with the narrative designer of Outer Wilds, Kelsey Beecham, and speaking to another game writer, because I'm a writer myself, but speaking to another game writer inspired me so much that I wanted to do something similar. So I looked for a game jam, and I looked for people like a long game jam, and I looked for people who were looking for potentially writers. So I managed to work on a little game then. But this year, something else happened at some point that I had to just. I had a little bit of a fallout with someone that was really dear to me. Now it's all good. But I was dealing with a lot of stuff at the time. And towards like the end of towards midsummer or something like that, I was like, okay, well, I need something to distract me. I've always wanted to do it. A lot of people are moving to Godot. Let's try it. Let's try it. So I joined another game jam, and I did my very first game as a programmer, as well as a writer. In my case, usually it's a big emotional moment or a big something that happens that pushes me to get out of my comfort zone and do something new. But yeah, in some cases like yours, maybe it is, yeah, it's something that you've been wanting to do all your life, and then at some point you're just, now is the time. Now the conditions are right, and that is what you want to do at that point. Okay. Well, I'm thinking about other developers now who may be listening to this. Is there a specific development challenge that throughout the development of your game may have left a mark on you? And when I say development, I mean from all departments, like music or programming or even just planning the team and whatnot, just planning the project and project management. Any big learnings that you want to share with other developers who are listening to this? We can start with Martin this time, I guess.
Yeah, well, I guess the biggest struggle, and we're still struggling with it, is just how to get people to know about your game, the marketing, how to get it out, especially when there's such a flood of absolutely like a lot of, like, I would say maybe like spam games, like everybody publishes something and it gets lost in the amount, the sheer volume of the stuff that gets out every day, So marketing, yeah, and we're still trying to figure it out properly. It's a never-ending challenge, I would say, unless you have some huge amount of money, so you can invest in some humongous campaign. It's you just need to talk with people, I guess, and also have a little bit of luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I see that. It's marketing for game developers, for solo developers, or even small indie teams is just, it's always a mess. Not a mess in a bad way, but mess because it requires a lot of resources that small teams don't necessarily have. Like, I'm sure you'd rather be working on the game rather than do some marketing on social media, and that's what
Absolutely.
A lot of people say. Yeah, there you go. So because also a lot of game developers tend to be introverts or people who just don't like putting themselves out there. So you're not really comfortable with speaking about your game or trying reaching out to other people sometimes, depending on who you are. So yeah, but any other learnings from you two, Ondrej and Tom? Who wants to go first? If you have anything to say, of course.
Yeah, I think as with another big project, there is important to keep it going because there are too many problems, and sometimes it's a very big problem, and you have a feeling that I cannot overwhelm it. I think important is the relationship between the developers.
Yeah.
And be patient and trust that we will finish it.
I love what you said, whoever wrote the first post the first time around. We are a group of 3 friends from Prague. You didn't say we are a group of game developers. You didn't say we are 3 game developers. We are a group of 3 friends. So I think that made a difference in your case. You guys work together as friends. Of course, there will be conflicts, I'm sure. There will be moments in which not everything seems to work the right way, but you guys do introduce yourselves as friends and do see yourselves as friends. And I think that makes a big difference when it comes to managing a project like this.
It makes
Tom,
all the difference, yeah.
Yeah. And would you agree, Tom? Would you have anything to add on this topic?
Yes, but sorry, I forgot the question.
Yeah, it was if there's any big learning that based on your experience with the game that you want to share with other people. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think like every single step, it's learning, because you do something you never done before and you don't know how to do it. So you have to always find a way. and when you solve some problem, another will appear. And I think the most important what you should have is the patience for the project and patience for the thing you are doing. Because if you have this, it's just a matter of time when you get over the problems and you will get it to the finish.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
probably
get
if I
that.
have something to say to the other people who want to start with their projects, so just go and try it and find
Uh-huh.
some way. If there is a wall, just go around
Yeah.
and
Makes all the difference. Yeah.
and
Just trying, getting
and
started. Yeah.
and you will see, actually we didn't think about we didn't have any plans some
Yeah.
budget or anything. We did it by ourselves at night after work, and it just happened, yeah. And we just say, okay, let's go try. We have we have to like it. We said we have to do something what we like, something what we have to like the product, and we will see if it finds some audience. If not, don't worry. And if yeah, let's go to
At least you
try.
tried. Yeah.
And
That's
finally, it looks like it found some audience. Actually, we are happy for that because it's for us motivation to continue because we have lots of ideas what we would like to do. And yeah, that's probably just
great. Yeah.
let
I
it go
think
and work.
I think that's a great that's a great answer there. Just go and try, and also all the things you said, just very
Yeah.
encouraging. Every
Don't be
step is
scared
a
and
learning.
try it. You have nothing to lose. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. You have nothing
probably.
to lose. Great. Well, at this point, I think I'm curious because you guys introduced yourselves as a rocking toy, and in fact, I mean, it's the name of your studio. Where does this? What's the story behind the name? Like, where does it come from? And does it have to do with your team?
Yeah.
Is there? Yeah.
The story is very sad actually, and because we had almost the game, or we have the game finished already. We had to set up profiles on, I don't know, Twitter and other
Mm-hmm.
social medias and that one, and we still didn't have the names, and I hate creating names for everything. I'm not good in that, and so we had like a sheet. So what should we do? What name or something? But I like the logo. I knew I want this logo.
The logo is very nice.
I like the joke because it's like a rocking horse on the.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a mechanical machine, which doesn't make any sense. It's nonsense thing. And I like it. So we were thinking, okay, what should it be? And then, okay, it's something what it's rocking, and it's yeah. I think we want to be a rocking horse, but I think it was taken.
There was a lot of discussions in pub over a beer if we
Yeah.
should use horse or bronco, even
The
or
Bronco,
Bronco. Yeah, I wanted
Bronco.
Bronco, and Martin told me that no, that we are not something like a
Rocking Bronco sounds
Some porn
sounds
star.
interesting, but yeah, Rocking Toy gives it a little gives it a very cozy feeling, I guess. Rocking Toy because
Yeah.
it's it's
Yeah,
a
and we just
toy.
like, okay, it's not a horse, just make it some toy and a rocking toy, and it sounds to me good. I don't know how it sounds to people who's like a native
Well, I
native
can
English
tell you,
speakers,
Rocking
but for
Bronco. I can tell you, Rocking Bronco had potential, but Rocking Toy is it works. Like it's just
yeah,
it rolls off the tongue nicely, and it's
yeah.
yeah, it's
So you think
memorable
rocking
as well.
Bronco would be better, yeah?
Huh?
You think rocking Bronco would
No,
be
no, no. I'm
better?
saying the opposite. I'm saying
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think
Thank you.
it had potential, but the Rocking
Yeah.
Toy is you landed really well on that one.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Martin. So you were right.
Perfect, settled.
Yeah, because I fight for working Bronco. So
However long later, yeah, settled. So, yeah. Okay, well, then when it comes to your game, no, Beyond the Wall, what do you think is a must-see moment, or what is the must-experience moment in your game? What is something that will stick with people for a long time? If you can say it
Well,
without spoiling it, it's because
no, doesn't have it. We can spoil actually. That's fine.
Okay.
But I'm thinking, Martin, banana.
That's our secret code for when Tomasz doesn't know what to say.
All right. It's a good code, yeah.
Safe word. For me, maybe the strong moment is when the girl is trying to get to the top of the house and she's riding the elevator because I had a little bit of a childhood trauma with elevators. So for me, it's a little bit more creepy perhaps than it was supposed to be. But I enjoyed it in a very pleasant way. So.
Yeah, but if it works, it works. I mean, I guess I could have framed it this way. Like, what is your favorite moment in the game, like individually? You already kind of told me yours, Martin. But like Tom and Ondrej, like, what is yours?
Well, for me, it's definitely to play on the electric guitar. There's an electric guitar and you can play it.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so you managed to put music in the game. Okay, great.
And there's some secret with it, but
great. So we'll let the players explore that. Yeah, and Tom.
Probably when you blow up the cat. There is I don't know. Did you play it, Anne? Did you play it?
Not yet, but I'm planning to now.
Okay.
Now that you're saying this, yes, I do want to.
Yeah, so there is like some cat and you just an explosion.
Okay.
That's a nice combination. That's funny combination.
Is it like a reference to Exploding Kittens, the board game? Because that would be hilarious.
No.
Could have been.
The cat lives. Cat lives.
Cat lives. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
But it's funny because when you watch some like a gameplay, you can definitely know who is the cat lover because it's oh no.
Oh no! Yeah, well, I've got a cat sleeping next to me right now. So
sorry. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll be totally fine. Even maybe one more trauma. What can they do?
But don't worry. It all ends well in the end.
It all ends well. That's good.
Don't
Good
be
to know.
afraid.
Good to know.
Yeah. We are not cruel, so yeah.
Right. Well, guys, then I think it's time for the big one. I always like to ask this question to people because their answer is always different and it's always very heartfelt. So I want to know from you guys, each one of you, why are you a game developer? What drives you forward? And I'd like to start from Ondrej, maybe. Yeah, let's go with you.
Well, I think it drives me forward with with my creativity, I can say, or something, because I learned so much things about it, to compose something or to use something for make some noise. I don't know, but I think it helps me to continue to learning some things about the music, and also I'm curious and I like creativity, and also in the general. I like to creating something. Maybe it's simple like this.
No, it's more than enough. I've got a nice little police siren next to me, so I'll hand it over to Tom and then Martin, whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying the whole process. It's sometimes a headache, but actually, generally, I like it, and I like that my ideas that I have in my hand comes alive, so other people can see it and play it and enjoy the atmosphere and the stuff. And you can create something you would like to play by yourself, actually. So yeah, that's nice one. Like sorry, lost my word. It's the creativity on it. I like it. Yeah.
It's something that I hear from a lot of people, like the pleasure of seeing your creation in someone else's hands and seeing that they're enjoying it.
Definitely, yeah, it's a very strong moment. So
it's a big factor, yeah. And Martin, what about you?
Well, this is a part of it as well. It's very nice to see, like, oh my God, our product creation is out there, and people from other side of the world are playing it, they're talking about it, commenting on it. It's like, wow, it's like the outreach. But also what I love about it, because I'm putting technically the game together, I feel sometimes like Dr. Frankenstein. It's like you put it together and it works, and you're like, oh my God, it lives. It's the mechanism, the machine is working, the clockwork.
That piece of logic works.
Exactly, and it's doing what it's supposed to do, and it's like making a robot or something, and it just keeps walking and does what you want it to do, and it's amazing. It's like, wow, like this is actually happening.
That's a big one. Yeah.
And last but not least, it's like it is at least for me, it's a child's dream come true, because making games is like a dream job for a kid. I'm a big gamer. I still am, and yeah, I was like, wow, it's like if I became a creator of games, that's like, of course, I have no chance of doing that, and yeah, here I am with my friends, and we are making games. Yeah.
And Tom?
Me?
Oh no, wait! You already
Yeah,
said
yeah,
it.
I
Never
said
mind.
already.
Just
I can repeat it if you want, Ant. It's fine.
no. I'm fine. Yeah. There's the sirens threw me off balance there. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Well, then that's great, and it's always great to hear these answers from new people, because a lot of people say one of my favorite ones is, it's the only thing I can do. It makes sense. It puts together all of the things that I love: music, art, programming, and creativity, games, and it just allows me to use all of those skills and bring them to life. It's not something that many other professions can do, many other occupations can do. You wear a lot of hats as a game developer usually, and that makes a big difference, makes it even more enjoyable. So yeah. Well, guys, we're very close to the end now. I'd like to ask you just two more questions. One of them will be a bit deeper, but one of them will be fun, I'm pretty sure. And well, it might be fun regardless. We'll see. But okay, so let's go into this one. Imagine sending a note to a younger self. Maybe the kid that was playing on those Sinclair computers or something else. What would you say? And we can go clockwise this time. So Martin, over to you as the first one.
I don't know. Maybe give programming a chance and start learning it from a younger age, so you don't have to catch up with it when you're older.
Yeah,
when you need it.
That's something I would tell myself too. That's a good one. Tom?
Yeah, I would say the same, probably. Just start with it. Don't be scared and start doing your dreams as soon as possible.
Okay. And Ondrej?
I would say go out and don't play too much.
Great, perfect. And lastly, if you had unlimited budget and time, resources, what game would you create?
I would create something probably the same as we do, because I can't do anything else. So I don't know how to do it differently or something. We just do it how we do it, because we are like that, and so probably I would be doing the same thing.
Martin?
Oh, well, I guess probably some open world fantasy or science fiction, if I had the scale and the budget and stuff like that, because that you can really immerse yourself, in it, like create a whole new world,
It's interesting, you guys. I'll tell you about what I'm thinking in a second. But Ondrej, to you, like, of course, as a musician, it's a bit of a different question for you. But yeah, what would you do?
Yeah. Well, I would have more time, so I probably
would go out and play more. Touch grass.
No, I probably finish it faster. We are just now we are creating another game, so and so it will be faster.
Well, you guys, Martin and Tom, you basically represent the two core strands of people that answered this question, because one of them usually says, oh yeah, I would just be doing the same thing that I'm doing now because it's the only thing I can do. And that usually tells me, oh yeah, no, well, you're very dedicated, you love that. The other one usually says, I want to do an MMO and an open world RPG. So that's for some reason you have the two types in your team. That is interesting. But yeah,
Martin is ambitious, so
yeah, Martin. Yeah, that usually is a sign of ambition.
This is just some dreams. I don't expect
just some dream. Yeah, but it might come true one day. Who knows? But yeah, guys. Okay, so this has been a beautiful 40 minutes with you. It's been lovely to chat. Lovely to know the team. And yes, I will definitely play Beyond the Wall for many reasons. One of them is that I love fairy tales. But I guess it's time for some parting words for you and from you. Individually, where can other people find you? And if they do, what is the best way to support you? So we can start from Tom this time.
Where they can find us. Yeah, so we have profile on Steam. They can visit our webpage. We have some X. We are on X and Facebook and Instagram. So just type Rocking Toy or Game Beyond the Wall. And if you want to support us, just follow us or go and buy our game. If you like it, just spread it. That's probably the best you can do for us. And we will do something new for you.
And do you guys have personal profiles as well that people can follow you on?
Actually, I don't.
Okay.
No.
What about
But
Ondrej and Martin?
No. I have like a professional profile, but that's related to my day job, so it's more.
All right, okay, let's not go there then.
Yeah.
Well, I have only Facebook, I think, and mail.
That's fine then.
They can send him a letter with.
But yeah, guys, if you like listeners, if you like if you like how it sounds, and if you like the fact that there's an exploding cat in this game, feel free to go on Steam and wishlist or buy the game. Buy the game even better if you can, because this team seems very amazing, and I'm sure that they've done an amazing job with their game there. And of course, you will find all of the links to support them in the description. So just check the description of the show of this episode, and you can find them online. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Oh, yeah?
Sorry, you can also, if you prefer to play games on the phone, we are also available for Android and iPhones. So
beautiful. Okay, perfect. That's amazing. Of course, I will put links to the stores in the description of the episode as well. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for your time today. It was a beautiful chat. Wishing you the best of luck with your next project. And by the way, do you want to say? Can you already say a little bit about what your next project is, or would you rather wait?
No, we will keep it in secret now because
keep
we
it
are
secret.
on the start,
okay.
and
okay.
but
still
we
early
said in the right
stages,
time.
okay.
But we are working hard on it, and it's gonna happen.
Great, yeah, looking forward to that. Okay, perfect. And thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Bye
much.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Well, friends, and that puts a nice wrap with a little bow on this beautiful 2024 for the Indie Diaries. This was the last episode of the year. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting the show throughout 2024. And please do look forward to 2025 because I have so many ideas. And I want to go back to the origins of the show and start featuring some more high-profile guests. We'll see where we get to that, but I do have a nice list. We'll see who wants to come to this very silly little show of mine and connect with some of you guys as my fellow, developers, but also as my very affectionate listeners. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for supporting the show throughout an amazing 2024. And let's make 2025 even bigger. I can't wait. Now, enjoy some Christmas sweets. Enjoy some time with your family. If you don't celebrate Christmas, please have a happy holiday season. I guess I will see you on the other side of 2025 with the first episode, which is already going to be pretty interesting, episode 61. Of course, if you're an indie game developer yourself, please get in touch because I might have space for you in 2025. See you in January. Happy New Year.